Okay, so happy Monday, everyone. This morning, and I'm just going to do what I did in this morning's class for your introduction today. If the only three words that you had access to were love, joy, and forgiveness, um, in terms of like you had to answer, either you communicated with someone with I love blank. What brings me joy is blank, or I forgive blank. Okay. So if you only had access to those three words, and anytime you were either communicating with someone or, um, receiving their words, and then you had to respond back with one of those three words in a sentence, okay? And you get to choose, how drastically different would your communication style pattern be, not only when you're talking to someone, but being on the receiving end? And you knew that, like, if they're like, I don't know, they're going on some kind of tirade, right? Something really, really negative, and you only had those three words: love, joy, and forgiveness. That you would have to force yourself to pause for a moment before you respond and come up with something that says, you know, um, I love that you shared that with me, right? Because when you speak those words, you're lifting your consciousness in the moment, right? Even though it could be something that you don't agree with, right? Or, you know, or you just take a pivot. I love, whatever, right? So tonight, you're just going to pick one of those: love, joy, or forgiveness, okay? And I'll give you a quick example, of my introduction. It could be, um, I I love, like this morning, mine was I love love. Okay. We're not talking toxic love. We're not talking betrayal. We're not talking, I love love. Okay. And just saying that like elevates my spirit. Right. What brings me joy um, is doing things that I love. Okay. And if I was to say I forgive, um, I I forgive all of those in the moment that say things that take them away from love. Okay. I've had time to think about this. I don't want you to be that complicated. Okay. Literally, I just want you to be like, say one of the three things: I love blank, or what brings me joy is blank, or I forgive blank. Okay. And this is my second round of doing it. And so I've had more time to think and add from what I originally said this morning. This morning, I only said, I love love, right? Um, so that was mine. So maybe that will give you some time to think about what you want to say. So,
Okay. I'm Tracy, and I love yoga and chocolate.
right? I mean, right?
I am Margaret, and what brings me joy is camping outside with friends.
Good. Yeah.
And playing music with friends.
Yeah.
That was part of it. Yeah.
Exactly. So, yes, that's it. So that's how we're going to sort of bring this level of, sort of love, joy, forgiveness into our practice, but just see how just our words elevated our consciousness when we talk about the things that we love or brings us joy, right? You can't be in this space of negativity or anger or resentment or judgment when you're only the 3 words that you could answer someone was either love, joy, or forgiveness. Okay. And so that's all that I wanted to say. That's my little yoga pedestal, and I'm getting off now, or the soapbox, whatever it is. And if we have time, I also was in a somatic breath workshop yesterday. If we have time today, I will show you a new breath technique that I learned. That's a central nervous system reset that you can do anytime, and it's really pretty powerful.
Well, let's make sure we have time to do that.
We will. All right, let's get into child's pose. Spread the fingers wide, land on the mat, take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out. I'm coming into this place of gratitude and grounding. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, exhale. One more breath in. One more breath out. And then push yourself back, downward facing dog. Walk to the top of the mat, hang in ragdoll. Roll out the neck, shake it out, left to right. And then release the grip. Slowly unwind, uncurl, untuck. Good. And when you get to the top, bring the shoulders up by the ears, down by the sides. Bring the hands to center, closing the eyes. And tonight we're going to do 3 ohms. So it's the sea of ohms. We've done this before. It's been a while ago. So you'll just inhale, you'll do the om, and then when you get it empty at the bottom, you'll start your second om, and then when you get at the bottom of the second, you'll finish out with the 3rd om. So we'll start together, but more than likely we will end at different times. So whenever I finish my last om is when we'll finish, okay? So bring the hands together, thumbs at heart center. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Good. Inhale together for sea of ohms, 3 ohms. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And just pause for a moment and just see where you can invite compassion into your practice today. Compassion for yourself, first and foremost. Compassion for someone else. Our healing, the healing of this earth and where we are and this planet, the healing starts with us. We can't cast stones of judgment and criticism if we want peace in our lives. So as we begin to heal, that healing energy works out. I'm going to bring in compassion, and on my exhale, I'm going to take out compassion out in the world. One more deep breath in. One more deep breath out. Good. Inhale, arms up, open up, look up, interlace the index fingers, reach up, stretch up. You can open up the eyes if you want. Lean to the right, inhale. And then lift up to the center, lean to the left, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Lift up, reach up, stretch up. Take a back bend, push the hips forward, trace an imaginary line on the ceiling. And then keep the hands interlaced as you forward fold. Nice and easy. Halfway lift, inhale, forward fold, exhale. Walk the legs out to the bottom, to the back of the mat, downward facing dog. Okay. Deep breath in, deep breath out. We are going to move through this series, so do what you can. If you need to go to child's pose at any point, please do that. Breath in, breath out. Warrior one, right side. Rise, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Reverse the warrior, inhale. Exhales, side angle. And then take the hands to the mat. Take the right leg back. Lower down, chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Warrior one, left side. Rise, inhale. Warrior two, exhale. Reverse the warrior, inhale. Side angle, exhale. Hands to the mat, take the left leg back, drop down, chaturanga, elbows to the mat, up dog, down dog. Good. Warrior one, right side, rise. Warrior two, reverse, side angle. Take it down and flow. Upward, downward. Warrior one, left side, rise. Warrior two, reverse, side angle. Take it down and flow. Up dog, down dog. Inhale, exhale. Walk or jump, top of the mat, sit down in a squat. Okay. Breath in, breath out. Sit down low. We're just in a low squat. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Good. And then hands to the mat, shoot it back, walk it back, chaturanga. Elbows come in. Up dog, down dog. Crescent lunge, right side. Right foot forward, toes of the left as you rise. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath in. One more breath out. As you take the hands down to the mat, take the right leg up in the air, three-legged dog. Bend the right knee, flip the dog. Right hand reaches by the right ear. Hold and breathe. Good. And then flip it over, close the dog down. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Left leg up in the air. Bring it through, crescent lunge, rise, left foot forward, toes of the right. Inhale, exhale. Breath in, breath out. One more. Good, and then take the hands down, take the left leg back, bend the left knee, flip the dog. Three-legged dog, left hand reaches by the left ear. One more. Good. Close it down, back to down dog. Deep inhale. Exhale, walk or jump, top of the mat. Halfway. Fold. Chair pose. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more inhale. One more exhale, forward fold. Halfway fold, and then get yourself back down into a squat and hold. Okay, so your heart rate should be coming up pretty quickly. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more. Okay. And then hands to the mat, walk it back, lower down, chaturanga, up dog, down dog, crescent lunge, right side, rise. Inhale. Exhale, take it back, right leg in the air, three-legged dog, bend the knee, flip the dog. Right arm reaches by the right ear, close it down, down dog. Left leg up in the air, bring it through, crescent lunge, rise, inhale. Exhale, left leg goes back in the air, three-legged dog, bend the knee. And then flip the dog, left hand reaches. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, close it back down, downward dog, inhale. Exhale, walk or jump, top of the mat. Halfway, fold. Halfway, squat. Okay, sit back down. Stay and breathe, deep inhale. Deep exhale. One more. Good, and then roll down. Grab the big toes, pull, pull, pull. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more. Good. And then slowly rise, stacking the vertebra until you get to the top. And then grab a sip of water. Whew, is everyone warmed up?
Mm-hmm.
All right, hopefully you're feeling good. Okay.
I tipped over and bumped my head and hurt my shoulder.
Oh no, shoot.
Yeah, I know. Fell off the mat, ran into the.
Oh my gosh, are you okay?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, my shoulder hurts, but yeah, my floor is very hard. I was doing the squats and just leaned too far forward, and I couldn't rescue myself.
My goodness. Well,
Yoga is dangerous.
yeah, yoga is a dangerous sport. Yes, it can be.
Yes, hopefully it's just bruised.
Yeah, well, listen, do what you need to do, and if you need to rest or go into shavasana or whatever you need, just be very, very mindful.
I will, thanks.
Yeah, thanks for letting me know. No problem. I'm sorry about that. Yes, okay, so that's always a good reminder to just sort of know where you are and just pay attention to things. So okay, middle of the mat. Yeah, okay, so let's do standing knee raise right side. So right hand to the right knee. Deep breath in, deep breath out. We'll definitely just try to be a little bit more mindful. I'll be a little bit more mindful of the movements here. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Good. One more. Airplane, right leg goes back, tip the body in half. Palms face the floor. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, exhale. Good. One more. And then slowly come out, shake it out. Standing knee raise, left side. So left hand, left knee. Lock out the right side. Okay. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Try to focus on what's in front of you, as in the pose, and nothing more. Okay. Airplane, listening to your body, resting if you need to at any point. This is always, a way to take care of yourself. Breath in, breath out. One more. Good. And then slowly come out. Okay. So we're going to do a couple of new moves. And the first one is you're going to take your legs a little bit, definitely wider than your mat. Okay, so however which way you need to do. So the first one, you're going to have your arms out. Okay, right hand, and again, you could use the Kundalini breath in and out through the nose if you want to, or nose and mouth. That's up to you, whichever experience that you want to have. So you're going to inhale. Right hand is going to come to the left hand. Inhale, exhale. Left hand comes to the right hand. Back. Right hand is going to cross to the left foot and then back. And then left hand goes down and crosses to the right foot. Okay. So I will call it, but it's going to essentially look like right hand goes to the left, back to open. Left hand comes to right, back to open. Right hand to left foot, back to open. Left hand, right foot, back to open. Okay. So you all decide which breath that you want to do and begin. Right hand to the left, left to right, right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot. Okay. Back to open. Right hand to the left, left to right, right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot. Inhale, exhale, right hand, open, left hand, open, right hand down, left hand down. 3 more. Right hand to the left hand, right hand to the left foot, left hand, right foot. Open. Right hand, open. Left hand, open. Right hand down, open. Left hand down, open. Last round. Right hand, open. Left hand, open. Right hand down, left hand down, back to open. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay. Inhale, exhale. You're going to take the fingers in mudra. You're going to cross. You're going to take a squat. Inhale. Okay. No, well, exhale when you come down. And then you're going to rise up, take the arms. The hands are going to cross back at the wrist. Your fingers still stay in mudra. So they're going to cross, so it'll look like this. You go down, they cross in the center. You take the arms up over the head. They're going to cross. Okay. They're crossing at the top. Okay. So down, take the squat, inhale up, exhale down. Okay. In and out through the nose if you want more of the heat flowing. Okay. Cross down, cross up. You can switch the cross on the wrists as you go down or up. Okay. You can close the eyes, but trust yourself, trust your body. Inhale, exhale, keep going. Okay. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up, exhale down. Couple more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more round. Inhale, exhale. Come down, arms crossed in a squat. Stay. Breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then walk the legs out really wide as you can. This time interlace the hands behind the back, okay? And then take the arms up over the head, okay? Or you could just take the arms out to the sides, or you could just take them behind the back, okay? Bow below the heart, head is below the heart. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. One more inhale. One more exhale. Good. And then release as you step the heel toe. Get yourself up. Arms can come up to a T. Heel toe the feet in. Good. And then step to the middle of the mat. Tree. Okay. Right pose. So this is going to be a moving tree pose. So what it's going to look like is you'll take tree. I'll call tree. You'll do inhale, exhale. Okay, your full expression tree. And then you're going to take the right leg down into a squat and hold. Okay, so that's what this is going to look like. So I'm just giving you the heads up. Okay, and then we'll take tree on the left. Again, you'll do full expression. And then when I tell you to switch, you're going to take the squat. You'll come out of tree and just squat. Okay? All right. So come to the middle of the mat. You know the sequencing now. Tree right side. Okay? So ground down wherever you are. Nice and easy. Take full expression. Stay on the breath. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more. And then come down into a squat. So right leg goes down, sit down, squat. Okay. For 3, 2, 1. And then come up, step to the middle, other side. Okay. Tree left side. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Okay. I'm just keeping my fingers in mudra. You can do whatever you want. Prayer hands or whatever. Okay. One more. And then left leg comes out, get into a squat, sit down for 3, 2, 1. Good. And then step to the middle. Okay, we got 2 more rounds. Tree right side. Right foot, hands to prayer or mudra, wherever you are. Deep breath in, deep breath out. One more. Good. Right leg comes out, take a squat, sit down. Good, Tracy, for 3, 2, 1, step the right foot in, tree left side. Okay. Ground down. Again, hands to mudra or prayer, it doesn't matter. I just find for me it's easier to keep them in mudra because that's what I take in the squat as well. Okay, one more breath. Left leg, squat down. Stay for 3. Good, Margaret, for 2. And 1, step it in. Whoo, one more round, tree right side. Okay, you don't think that it's working it, and I'm talking and doing the movement, so it's working it. All right, tree. Stay on the breath for 3, 2, 1. Right leg goes down, sit in a squat for 3, 2. Good, Tracy. Good, Margaret. 1, right foot comes to the middle of the mat, switch it out, last round, tree left side. Okay. Ground down, open up. You got to stand strong. You got to have that strong foundation. Good. One more. Left leg goes out, take the squat, sit down for 3, for 2, and 1. Good. And then step in. Mountain pose, hands to the side, breath in, breath out. Okay. So your heart rate should be racing. Inhale, exhale, right? We're going to just be in mountain pose for a little bit. So until you reset here, deep breath in, deep breath out. Just allowing your heart rate to come down naturally. You can still choose to do the Kundalini breath in and out through the nose or in through the nose, out through the mouth. If you want to cool the body down by opening the mouth, that's what happens. Okay. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, exhale. Breath in, breath out. Good. One more inhale. One more exhale. Okay. And then just gently open the eyes, top of the mat. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, fold. Halfway, breath in, forward fold, breath out. And then walk out to the knees, walk the legs out, drop to the knees. Okay. From your knees, you're going to rise into camel. So open up, open the front line of the body, deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, Exhale. One more breath in. One more breath out. Good. Extended child. So come down on the knees, walk the arms out, deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, exhale. One more breath in, one more breath out. Good. And then this time, rise to the knees again. You're going to take the left leg out. Okay. Hold on. I need to get a pillow. Oh, this girl's knees are taking a beating lately. All right. This time, you're going to stand back on the knees again. You're going to extend the left leg. Okay. So you're going to be like in a tripod. Okay. Right hand comes up. Okay, so it's like you're going to high five the screen. Left hand comes behind you. So left hand is behind the back. And you're just going to see if you can connect the hands at the middle of the back. Right? So from here, it's going to look like that. So you're on the heel of the left foot. You can just have the space in between. But if you can connect, you're just going to stay here and breathe. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Good. And then the left hand comes back to the middle of the back. The right hand comes up to the ceiling. So again, you're going to high five. Keep the left hand behind you. And then you're going to lean over to the left side. Okay. So now the right hand leans over to the left side. You should be feeling a side body stretch. Okay. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more. Good. And then the right hand comes down. Left hand comes over. Left foot is still propped up. Stay and breathe. Side body stretch. One more. Good. And then come back, stand on the knees and switch it out. Okay. So now you're back to the knees. Right foot goes out. You're on the heel of the right foot. Left hand comes up. You're going to high five the screen. Right hand comes behind the back. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Okay. And again, see if you can connect the arms behind the back or reach for the middle of the back or the space or just tap the top of the left shoulder. Whatever is available to you. Okay. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more. Good. And then release, right hand. Left hand goes back up like you're going to high five. Right hand stays behind the back. And then you're leaning to the right. Okay. This is a deep side stretch. The right heel, you're on the right heel. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more inhale. One more exhale and then switch. Left hand goes down, right hand comes over. You're still propped up on that right heel. Reach over. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more. Good. And then come back to center and then take child's pose. And head to the mat. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Breath in. Breath out. One more inhale. One more exhale. Okay. Then you're going to find your way back to the top. So you either can sit on a block, sit on a pillow, sit on your heels, okay? But we are going to do some of that new breath exercise. So we're going to be here for a little bit. So whatever, or you can even sit cross-legged if you need to, Okay. So, but if you can sit on the heels or sit on the block, that would be ideal. I'm going to get a little bit closer just so you all can see. So the breath that we're going to be doing, you're going to inhale through the nose. It'll be like, and then you're going to open the mouth and it's going to be a, so that you're going to literally take a sip in. Okay. It'll be, that's all you're doing on this round. Okay. And then the next one, we're going to take 2 sips. It'll be like, and it is an audible HA, like you literally are, okay? And then the third round, and I'll call this out, will be, so you're going to take 3 sips of air in the nose and then open the mouth. Okay, got it? It's going to feel weird, but I'll call it out. So make sure, again, you're on your heels. I'm going to place a pad on my knees because I'm hurting. Okay. You can sit on the heel, the pad, wherever you are. In fact, I think it might actually be easier for me to do this. Okay. All right. So hands are going to be on the knees. The first round is going to be 1 breath in through the nose, and then you open the mouth and you literally are going to say ha. So it's ha. And it's going to move fast, okay? You want to close your eyes, you can do that. I'll let you know when we move to the second round, to the second breath, second round, okay? So 1 breath through the nose, inhale, open the mouth, HA, and then move fast. So 1 breath in, 1 breath out, go. Few more. Last round. And just stay here for a moment in the pause. Okay, deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, exhale. Okay, 1 more breath in, 1 more breath out. Now, we're going to do 2 breaths in through the nose. So they're quick sips, and then you're going to do the HA out of the mouth. So it'll sound and look like this. Okay, join me when you're ready. You will start to get super warm. You're going to feel this. Let go of how this looks. I close my eyes, okay? So I would just keep this as an inward practice. So 2 sips of air in through the nose, and then the big HA exhale. Go. Round. And just sit with it again. Calm yourself down. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Last round, it's going to be 3 sips of air through the nose, and then the HA, pushing the breath out, open the mouth. So it'll look and sound like this. So 3 small sips in through the nose, open the mouth, HA, and then repeat. Okay? And join me when you're ready. Just a few more. Last round. Just regular breathing. Maybe you want to do in through the nose, out through the mouth, or in and out through the nose. Whatever you need to just calm yourself to get back to center. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Good. One more full body breath in. One more deep breath out. Good. And then come out, come off the heels, seated leg extension. And right leg out, left is in. Grab the big right toes as you pull. How did you guys like that breathing? Just give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Yeah, it's good, right? It's going to take you a little bit to, number one, get used to it and to also feel the benefits. But I promise when we get into Shavasana, you're going to appreciate it, okay? Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more. And then switch it out. Seated leg extension. Left is out, right is in. Grab the left toes and pull. Pull. One more. Good. And then take a straddle position. Legs come out. Remove the fleshy part. Okay. And again, when I say fleshy part, do you notice where your head goes? Do you go to a place of judgment? Oh, I'm so fat. Oh, I've got so much between my thighs or my legs. Why can't it just be we all have fleshy part? Why can't it just remove the fleshy part and sit on the sit bones, right? So be very mindful of how, even when I say things, like certain things come up where you're already judging yourself, right? You got a story. Oh my gosh, I'm this. Oh my gosh, I'm too old. I'm too fat. I'm too this. I'm too much. I'm too whatever. Just notice, okay? And then reach forward as you stretch. Grab the toes, grab the middle of the feet. Walk out the legs a little bit more. And then lean towards the center of your mat. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath in. One more breath out. And then Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet come together. Use the elbows to push the knees down. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Lean in. Inhale. Exhale. I love blank. I forgive blank. What brings me joy is blank. And I just want you to think, okay, again, without judgment, just stay in Supta Baddha Konasana, okay? When I say those words, I love blank. What brings me joy is blank. I forgive blank. And this is, you don't have to answer this, but this is just to be aware. When I said those statements, did either of you fill it in with, I love me? The thing that brings me joy is me. I forgive me. And the reason I say that, just keep staying with Supta Baddha Konasana. is that we're so quick to be able to extend love and joy and forgiveness to someone else, right? It's easy. When I was saying those things, you're like, yeah, I forgive whomever, right? But how often was the first thing that you said, I forgive me? It probably was someone else, right? So I just want you to be mindful of just even the dialogue that we have with ourselves, okay? What if, does it feel weird to be like, what brings me joy is me, right? I love me. I forgive me. One more. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. You okay, Tracy?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Seated forward fold. Grab the big toes. Lean over.
It's nice that they joined us today.
I know. I know. I don't know how we got so lucky to have both of them. Both yoga kitties on the mat today, but yes. Okay. Ground in. One more. Deep breath in. One more deep breath out. Good. And then start to find your way down. Okay, we had a super, super intense yoga tonight. Find your way right into Shavasana. Feet flop open. If you need anything before you go into Shavasana, take another Supta Baddha Konasana, maybe roll in, whatever it is that you may need, curl yourself into a ball, take supine twist. You know what you can do, okay? But up until that point, then let it go. And get yourself into Shavasana as fast as you can. Get the socks on, get the blanket on, whatever you need. And now I want you to sit here and I want you to think of the word compassion. I want you to see if you can assign a color to the word compassion. Maybe it's going to be white. Maybe it's going to be turquoise or light blue or blue-green or a violet flame. Okay? And just, I know I don't have to say this, but your color cannot be black. Okay? You cannot have a black color to express compassion. So that's the only guidance that I'm going to give you on this. But picture the word compassion. And it's the first color that comes to you. So sometimes in my meditations, I see light blue or green or like a blue-green flame on the top of a gas stove, the inside of a blue-green flame. I see that in my meditations sometimes. Sometimes it's purple or violet. Sometimes it's white. So one of these colors, whatever resonates for you as a spiritual light or directive right now, is going to be your color for the word compassion. And as you lie in Shavasana, you're going to lie here and you're going to bring that color of compassion into your body. You're going to breathe it into every cell of your body. So if your color is purple, you're breathing purple in. If it's blue, you're bringing blue in, or turquoise, or light blue, or violet, or white. You're going to breathe that in to every cell of your body. Because peace begins with us. It's not outside of us. Compassion begins with us. How gentle can you talk to yourself? How compassionate and kind and loving can you be towards yourself? That's how we bring peace into the world. When we start to heal our own hearts is when healing can multiply and amplify out in the world. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Just surrendering in this sea of compassion, floating on a sea of compassion. At the same time, this color is surrounding, your whole body is filled with compassion for your life, for your health, for the words that come out of your mouth. Be compassion. Receive compassion. And just for the next few minutes, just stay in this shavasana, in this compassionate wave, sea, picturing the color surrounding you, infusing your cells in and out of you, and just breathe. Stay in Shavasana. I'm going to read again. I've been reading from The Way of the Dragonfly, 101 Maxims for Leading a High Vibrational and Conscious Life. This was written by the guy that I went to where I did the yoga for the Conscious Business Leaders Retreat in Toronto, outside the Toronto area. So this maxim is number 41. Choose your words intentionally. Okay. And I actually picked this rather randomly, given that we opened up with, again, if the only words that you could respond were love, joy, or forgiveness, either in your speech, talking to someone, or responding to them, how different would your life be because of just choosing, being very intentional about the words that you choose to use? Okay, because words have power. Words can shape us or they can annihilate us, right? We've seen that this week. So this maxim is choose your words intentionally. Words are powerful. They create the reality that you live in. Dolores Cannon. Your words are cosmic particles weaving through the quantum field and shaping reality with your every utterance. They are not simply sounds, but vessels of intention reverberating through the universe. Speak with consciousness, for your words hold the power to create, transform, and manifest. Each syllable ripples through the fabric of existence, influencing both the visible and the unseen. Be a mindful artisan of language, Dragonfly. Choose expressions that resonate with truth, kindness, and positive intent. Harness the creative force within your speech, aligning your words with the harmonious vibrations of the universe. Use this spellbinding power wisely. Craft your words to honor the sacred interconnectedness of all things. In doing so, you join the cosmic symphony, co-creating a reality filled with beauty, love, and purpose. Speak as though the universe itself listens, for indeed it does. So as you go through this week, trying to look for ways, again, to choose words with intention and consciousness. Reflect on words that you use in your daily life. Are they aligned with kindness, truth, and positive intent? Write about a recent conversation on situation where your words had a significant impact. How can being more intentional with your speech create harmony and influence your reality for the better? What steps can you take to ensure that your words contribute to a world of beauty and purpose? Your words matter. You matter. You can choose how you show up in the world. You can choose the words that come out of your mouth, just as much as you can choose the thoughts that you think. You can choose to reframe. You can choose a redo at any given time. So choose the words as, again, this week, as you progress through this week, just start to notice how you talk to yourself, how you talk to someone else, how you talk to someone that you may not necessarily like. Because it's also a reflection of how you talk to yourself. Practicing kindness and compassion. Loving kindness towards yourself, towards others. And if you have nothing else this week, if you can only respond with love, joy, or forgiveness, choose your words wisely this week. Start to bring in some slow movement, wiggling the fingers and the toes. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Gently roll to the right side. Just bless you. Pause for a moment. Coming back to where it all started. Here. When you were safe and protected in your mother's womb. Supported and loved. Just for being you. You didn't know harm or danger, right? You were innocent. You're still innocent. And always come back to this place of innocence within ourselves. Slowly push yourself up. Keep the eyes closed. Bring the hands to center. We will close again with the 3 ohms, just like we started class today. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And 3 sea of ohms. Begin when you're ready. Inhale and go. Hands to third eye. Bow. Thank you all for your beautiful practice. I appreciate you, Tracy, Margaret, and myself. Thank you for being willing to try something new. Thank you. Together, we all say, Namaste.